Hello everyone. Welcome in everyone. How are you all doing? Welcome back to the life and suffering of Sir Brante. Yes. Welcome back everyone. Where yesterday we left off at the start of chapter 4. At the start of our job, actually. Yes, with our first day of service. Your service as a judge begins today. You get dressed early in the morning, donning a brand new jacket with a cravat and a hat. It's an immaculate look, if you dare say so yourself. You head to the prefecture with Father. The prefecture moved recently. It now occupies a massive new building of white sandstone in the very center of Anisot. A stone statue looms above it, the sword of the younger twin, the divine law that directs worldly judgment. All legal disputes in the province are to be resolved here. You and Father walk up the marble stairs past the commoners, merchants, and lesser nobles, all petitioners and litigants, huddled by the pillars. Well now, my son, here you shall begin your service to the Empire in the midst of the great struggle I told you about. If you don't mind a little advice, you will serve under Sir Elborn. Follow my example and stay close to your superior. He is a human of great worth and practically your relative. Is he? I hope not. You walk past the courtroom and up to the second floor, where judges work in their offices and receive petitioners. The corridors are many and narrow, filled with the smell of old papers and the sounds of muffled, mumbling voices and secretaries and gendarmes running to and fro. Father guides you down a corridor that ends with the door to Sir Elborn's office. Alex, it is time for you to stand before the prefect. Remember the friendship between our families. I will. You knock and enter. The spacious, oak-paneled office is not without decoration, yet its adornments are tasteful and elegant rather than garish. The flag of Magra bearing the silver tree hangs on the wall. Behind an imposing desk sits Baron Augustin Elborn, surrounded by papers. His face wears a focused expression you recall from his visits in the past, although it is more wrinkled than you remember. He looks up, and his face comes to life. He rises and extends a hand to you. Why, young Alex Brante, what a pleasure it is to see you again. I see your years at the capital have turned you into a stately young man. I was told you proved yourself quite capable at the college. The city of Anisot needs worthy judges who know their craft now more than ever. Allow me to welcome you into service for the good of the Empire. I'm sure you already know the basics of judicial work. Serving at the prefecture, however, takes more than finding your way through our laws. Although they are quite labyrinthine and contradictory, there's no denying that. Anywhere you look in our province, you will see friction between the estates. Old noble blood, new nobles, rich commoners, poor commoners, they all have their legal disputes. And we judges work here to make sure this pot never boils over. If we are too eager to follow the traditions of old and bow to noble privilege, the communist state will grow desperate and lose all hope for freedom. But if we openly side with the commoners, the nobles' ire will be quick to find us. And so, Judge Bronte, I ask you to be wary and wise. Peace hangs by a thread in this province. Carefully consider every decision you make at court before rendering your verdict. But first, you need to get accustomed to your new position. You shall begin at once. The prefecture has already assigned you a number of legal proceedings to review and judge. Your office is ready and waiting for you, Chair Bronte. Oh, damn, this place works really fast. I guess that's good for me. The instructions are over. The work begins. You recognize your new office by the brass plate on the door reading Sir Alex Bronte, Judge. You find it rather cramped on the inside, yet still reasonably comfortable. The sturdy desk has all the stationery you need. Behind the desk is a large chair of carved wood, and in front of it are several smaller chairs for petitioners. Heavy curtains hang over the window, worthy opponents for the morning light trying to shine through. There are papers on the desk already, including instructions, orders, rulings, and all sorts of other prefecture paperwork. You are about to begin when you hear a sudden knock on the door. The source of the disturbance turns out to be a stout, smartly dressed nobleman. He greets you with an elegant bow you would not have expected from such a sizable individual. Oh, I see. Sir Bronte, congratulations on your first day of service. Allow me to introduce myself. Judge Carlo Fockegraben, a humble servant of the law like yourself. It is my hope that we will become fast friends. Yeah, maybe, who knows? And now, if I may, a word of warning to help your work progress smoothly. As a token of our future friendship, I am aware that Sir Elborn is your immediate superior. As a loyal servant of the Empire, you will, of course, take his word as your guide. Yet there is no reason to neglect all the other judges at the prefecture, all of whom are noblemen of great worth. Their guidance will most certainly aid you as a judge. I mean, it could be of help, yeah. It will be my pleasure, Sir Bronte, to facilitate your introduction to the noble judges of the prefecture as soon as possible. I see glory in your future service to the Empire, yet it certainly cannot hurt to receive reassurance and support when you might need it most. I shall not detain you any longer, but if you wish to make some valuable connections, my office is right across from your own. Ah, I see. Another elegant bow from Judge Fockegraben, and the door closes. You are alone at your desk once again. The scorching sun is rising over the province behind the window. Today is an important day. A day when you are to take your first steps in your new profession. What will you focus on today? Let's see. I mean, because if I go with the other judges, I get a boost to my career, yes, but not to my justice. And I guess it would make sense to, work on your first day of work. So, yeah. I'll just prepare myself. Why not? We have some water too. For now, you decide to sequester yourself from the internal power struggles and intrigue of the prefecture. Edicts and orders, rulings and decrees, interpretations of local laws. These are the matters that occupy your mind, and you quickly become immersed in them. You spend the entire day studying the legal battlefields on which you are about to fight, analyzing similar cases and verdicts rendered by other judges. You can see a clear pattern. When a noble and a commoner clash in the courtroom, the court sides with the noble every time, no matter how affluent the commoner may be. If both parties hail from the common estate, only then may the judges fully depend upon the rule of law. I see, so they are definitely a bit corrupted. Maybe. A legal dispute between two nobles, on the other hand, is a sticky situation any judge would rather avoid. Resolving such a case properly means striking a careful balance between ancient noble traditions and imperial edicts, all while taking the weight of noble dynasties into account. It gets even worse with matters of noble honor. A prefecture judge has no say there. The noble court of honor resolves such disputes, regardless of what imperial law might say. Before you know it, the sun outside is sinking beneath the horizon, its vermilion rays shining through the gaps in the window shade. The prefect himself pays a visit to your office at the end of the day. You're being quite thorough today, I see. Your attention to your work is praiseworthy, Brante. I am glad to see your father's recommendation can be trusted. Still, you should save some of that energy for tomorrow. Yeah, I guess that makes sense. You are walking towards the carriage, waiting for you outside. After going through so many cases, you are quite worn out, yet your mind feels light and prepared for the trials to come. Well, that's good to hear. We are prepared for anything. Hell yes. Let's see. A reception at the Brante residence. You come back home after a short stroll through the city. As soon as you set foot in the house, you are greeted by Stefan, who invites you to have a talk in Father's office. When you enter the room, Father has a heap of letters in front of him and is signing them one after another. Son, Stefan, and I must discuss an important matter with you. While you were in the capital, our family formally petitioned the overseer to grant us the nobility of the sword. We have 3 generations of noble blood already. We have the right to make our nobility hereditary. Oh, I see. The grandfather took the first steps towards the nobility of the sword as soon as Stefan was born. And now we are on the brink of becoming the Hellbrantes. If Overseer Gaius Tempest and the nobles of the province deem us worthy, we will receive a hereditary title. All nobles of the Brante family will remain noble forever, as will their descendants. Father and I do our utmost to maintain the family's position, but our goal can be reached only if our reputation remains unblemished in the eyes of high society. The nobility is watching our every step. Father lays a hand on your shoulder. Now this is your cause too. The future of our family depends on it. We need an estimable reputation and wealth. Everyone bearing the name of Brante affects it. Remember that with every action you take, Alex. Well, I'll do my best. You will have to appear before an Inzot high society. We're going to host a reception for the nobility at our home soon. You must uphold the honor of our family, brother. You'll relate the news from Eterna to our guests and present yourself in a favorable light. Oh boy. With Stefan at the helm, the entire family spends a full week preparing for the majestic reception. The house is flooded with decorations and new tableware. Delicacies are cooking in the kitchen around the clock, and the napkins now bear an embroidered oak branching chains, the Brante family crest. Gloria is the only one to neglect the common cause. Were it up to me, I wouldn't be seen at this hypocritical gathering, but I don't want to let Sir Robert down. It's the only reason I plan to stay for the event. Okay. Oh boy, they're here. The evening of the reception has come. Dignified conversations and the clinking of glasses fill the house. Among your guests are many high-born, powerful people. Their father and Stefan dance from guest to guest, making sure no one is overlooked. Young Alex, how splendid to see you! So what was your time in the capital like? You exchange pleasantries with a high-placed relative. Meanwhile, Gloria and Mother spend the evening on a settee by the wall without drawing any attention. Neither your father nor your elder brother introduced them to the noble guests. See? Still, one of the guests, a young nobleman of the sword named Jose El Pelletier, keeps staring at Gloria in fascination. Your sister averts her eyes, bemused. Lady Gloria, you are the true gem of the evening. You look so marvelously daring. I haven't seen your like even in the capital. When you walk past Gloria, you hear her hurried whisper. Alex, please, talk to me. This Sir El Pelletier keeps following me. I feel uneasy. What does he want from me? I'm just a lowly commoner. Come with me to the other side of the room, although I'll probably still stand out among all these refined nobles. Look, it's Durante the painter. I wonder what's brought him so far from the capital. It would be fabulous if he could paint our family portrait. We should all be on the canvas together. We're one big, happy family after all. Wineglass in hand, you cast a look across the crowded room. It's time to choose how you will spend the evening. Aha, well, two options are locked. This one because I did not win the tournament. Makes sense. And we don't have enough skill to buy a family portrait. Okay. I guess I'm just sharing the news from the capital. It's the only option that doesn't have like negative effects. Okay. The moment you approach Stefan, he links elbows with you and leads you to the most prestigious place by the table, where the most eminent of the guests are seated. May I present to you my younger brother, Alex Brante. He's just returned from the capital. Alex, why don't you entertain our guests with the latest news from Eterna? You make a courtly introduction and describe recent noteworthy events in the capital. The celebration of the heir's coming of age, the attempt by Gaius Tempest to enshrine in law the rights of nobles of the mantle, Patriarch Luke's sermon. The nobles inquire about the customs and sentiments of the capital. Is it true that the wealthy commoners of Eterna do not acknowledge the authority of the nobility, or that the adherents of the new faith openly denounce the lots? Well, it is true, yes. You describe the state of affairs in the capital in a delicate manner so as not to antagonize your guests. Yes, there are plenty of liberties taken in Eterna, but you can attest to the fact that the Empire still rules with a firm hand and maintains order. More and more listeners gather around you. They plunge into a heated discussion. Will this wave of change reach our province? What awaits our homeland under the rule of the new overseer, Gaius Tempest? The guests agree that the nobles of the province have some tough times ahead of them, but worthy families like the Brantes give them hope. Excellent, brother. You have shown yourself and our family in a favorable light. Moreover, you managed not to distress our guests with alarming news. The night was a success. Hell yes. We just need to save our honor a bit more. Just a tiny bit more. Oh boy. A rock and a hard place. The Brante home has been uneasy for several months now. With father traveling all over the province for his judicial duties, the animosity between Stefan and Gloria has grown into a full-blown feud. Your elder brother tries to use his position as heir to keep his sister in check and make her behave in accordance with her estate. Gloria repudiates his authority. Their fights rock the house on a daily basis. Eventually, after returning from his latest trip, Father gathers Stefan, Gloria, Nathan, and you in his office. His somber look portends a difficult conversation. Stefan gazes at his father defiantly. Gloria is poised to lash out and run away. Nathan quietly keeps to the side. Children. For a long time now, our family has been striving to become nobles of the sword. Every noble member of the Brante family will gain a hereditary title. This is your grandfather's dying wish. Gloria sighs loudly. And why am I here, Sir Robert? She's right. This is Brante matter. Wait until I finish, Stefan. I am still the head of this household. If you're truly so concerned about honor, show your father some respect. It can't be helped. Not all of us are noble. Now we must be united as never before. We must work together to protect the reputation and wealth of this family. But you, Stefan, perpetually humiliate Gloria. Father, all I'm trying to do is put her in her place. You know perfectly well the consequences of any attention Gloria might attract. Our every step is being observed. The nobles will make pariahs of our family for all eternity if they remember Gloria's filthy origins and your reckless marriage to Lydia. Father turns red in the face, but with considerable effort, he remains composed. That is so. Our grandfather did everything in his power to remedy your mistakes. Please, father, don't repeat them. Gloria speaks up. I'm just trying to leave, Sir Robert, but Stefan wants to lock me in a cage so nobody will ever lay his eyes on me. That's not it at all. You're a lowborn, but you don't live by your lot. You do whatever takes your fancy. You're constantly grumbling about the order of things. Did you know, father, that she defies all prohibitions by continuing to write poetry? As far as you're concerned, anyone who contradicts you is an insurgent. When will you grasp the idea that you may not argue with a nobleman? I am the heir of this family, and my word is your law. Purple with rage, father slams his fist on the table. It is rare to see him so furious. Both your elder brother and sister instantly fall silent. Frightened, Nathan shrinks into a corner. Hold your tongues, both of you. Let Alex speak. He has witnessed your quarrels. He should know best which of you is in the right. Oh boy. Move alone now, what the hell is that? Bill to Nathan. I mean, what's he gonna say, really? Let's see. Oh boy. I mean, I am obviously going to defend our sister. We might lose a bit of reputation, but why not? You turn to Stefan abruptly and point your finger at him. It's no wonder Gloria fights back so fiercely. Stefan torments and chastises her incessantly. If your elder brother stops smothering every impulse Gloria has, she won't resist so viciously. You're a family, after all, not a pack of wild animals where the strong dominate the weak. Are you blaming me for escapades, Alex? Me, who selflessly labors to preserve our family name? This is outrageous. Father, will you really heed to his advice? I mean, yeah, he has to. I'm the main character. Purple with rage, Stefan clenches his fists. Ryder rises from his seat, eyeing his eldest son gloomily. Alex is right. Stefan, you have overstepped your bounds. I took Gloria into my house, so you, my son, must respect her and be considerate of her. Your origins do not give you the right to put such pressure on your sister. Stefan rushes out of the office and slams the door behind him. Gloria cannot conceal her joy upon hearing you and father chastise Stefan. The little tyrant! It'll teach him that what goes around comes around. I hope he leaves me be from now on. Soon, rumors start circulating in Anisot's high society, suggesting that you are orchestrating a plot against Stefan, the legitimate heir of the family. It is not hard to guess who started those rumors. Now the entire city knows that there is trouble in the Bronte household. Oh boy. That's not going to help. Oh well, let's have a bit more water now. Yeah. Alright. It is the morning of a very sultry day, and you are back at the office. You are beginning to get used to the duties of your new profession. Father visits you on the job now and then to see your progress and provide advice, but by now he is confident you can handle the work on your own. Today is your first case, assigned by the prefect himself. From the comfort of your chair, you go through the facts and circumstances of the case. The matter seems simple at first. Seeking some desperately needed financial gain, a noble from the less than wealthy El Avila family rented out a sizable portion of his estate to a well-off commoner by the name of Basil Jung. All the rent payments are in order, and there is plenty of time left before the lease is set to expire. But the commoner built a large dye works on the estate, and then El Avila suddenly filed a case with the prefecture to evict him. I see, sounds suspicious. The rental agreement specifically states that the commoner Young has the right to construct any building on the land. The noble landlord owner, however, thinks he has the final say on any construction since the land belongs to him. Basil Young, on the other hand, has refused to vacate the rented land since the term of the agreement has not expired. Both parties are to appear at the prefecture to hear your decision. The litigant Sir Avila enters first. He is an aging noble who dresses far too colorfully for his years. He walks into your office with confidence and sits in front of you. The next man to enter is Basil Young, a heavy-set man with a thick beard, clothed in an old jacket and clutching a hat. He stands by your desk and bows to you. Sir Avila does not hesitate to speak first. Your Honor, I demand you drive the commoner Young from my land. His dye works is a noisy, nasty, ugly building, and I refuse to have it on my property. My family already had to endure their warehouses and their filthy workers right by our own estate, but this is simply beyond the pale. Either the court says the dye works must be demolished, or I, Gustav Avila, will do it myself. You ask Sir Avila to compose himself and tell the commoner to give his statement. Basil Young gives his account, speaking in a deep, gruff bass. Your Honor, it cost me all my money to build the dye works. Contract says it clear. I got the right to build anything on the land during my rental period. And Sir Avila didn't say a word at first, but now he up and demands we demolish it. My family will be ruined. That's gonna happen, I say. Sir Avila screams at him in return, outraged by what he calls his cunning trickery. The bearded Basil Young disagrees again and again, his pudgy finger pointing at the clause in the agreement. It is known already. The sun is so hot, even the air itself seems to melt away. This is your first case ever. It is time to deliver your verdict. I see. Rules allow will grant noble landowners the right to terminate their rental agreement to court at any time. I think that's a good idea. I guess I'm just going to protect the commoner's rights. It's the agreement, you can't really change that. You deliver your verdict. As the rental agreement clearly states, Basil Young has the right to use the aforementioned lands belonging to the Elf Villa family until the year 1150, and construct any buildings on the aforementioned lands. Basil Young's use of the land is not in violation of the agreement, and therefore he must not be evicted, and the dye works will remain. Any attempt to drive him off or demolish the building will constitute a breach of law. How dare you! This is my own land, and I can do whatever I want with it. It is my right. I can rent it out, and I can take it back just the same. And your puny little papers mean nothing to me. If you refuse to resolve this peacefully, Your Honor, why, I'll just put the damn dye works to the torch. Well, it's your choice, I guess. You have a response to that. If Young's property should come to harm through Avila's actions, the nobleman will provide a recompense for all damages and pay a fine to the Emperor. The law of the Empire is the Emperor's rule. Nobles and commoners alike must obey the law in equal measure. Your words are tactful but unyielding. The nobleman has no chance. His face pale with rage, Sir Avila spits out a goodbye through clenched teeth and walks away. Thank you so much for your just verdict, Sir Brante. I never ever hoped you would protect my rights after all. Now that High Works is gonna hit it big. The other judges soon learn of your verdict. With your very first case, you have caused quite a stir at the prefecture. Most judges would not have even deigned to hear the coroner's statement. Yet, you defied noble privilege and enforced a lawful agreement against a nobleman. An ill omen for the other nobles. Oh well. You know, oh well. We did our job right. That's what matters. Let's see. Year 1139. The Archduke and the Overseer. Two powerful lords have been struggling for power in Magra for over 2 years now. The new overseer of the province, Chaos Tempest, cannot seem to rein in the obstinate spirit of Archduke Tarquinius Milanidas. Unwilling to accept that he is no longer the overseer of Magra, the Archduke still stubbornly continues to assert his right to rule the province. Most of the Magran gentry, who swore allegiance to him generations ago, remain loyal to him even now. Gaius Tempest has publicly demanded that the Archduke recognize the Overseer's rule as legitimate. I am the voice and the will of Emperor Uther II in the province of Magra. All lands, deeds, and titles notwithstanding, Archduke Milanidas must obey his sovereign's will and heed his decree. I hereby extend to the Archduke an offer of peace. Should the Archduke cease his insubordination, his lands, deeds, and titles shall remain his own. The Archduke's response to the Overseer was openly defiant. Since the days of yore, the land of Magra has belonged to the Milanidas dynasty. We are part of the Empire, and we are the Emperor's loyal servants. However, our dynasty will not stand for such intrusion upon our lawful rights and privileges. Never before has an Archduke been stripped of his right to represent the Emperor's rule in his own province. So do not forget, Sir Overseer, that the highest noble families of Magra have sworn fealty to me alone. Neither the Archduke nor the Overseer will relent, but both are too powerful to be readily disposed of. The bad blood between the two Arachnians has festered for too long, and the common people have begun to pay the price for their strife. Oh no. Stripped of the Overseer's tax privileges, the Archduke Milanidas has decided to impose his own levy upon the citizens and the villagers of Magra. The commoners are now forced to pay his taxes twice, first to the Overseer, and then to the Archduke. This double burden is too much for the common people of Magra to bear. Many have refused the second tax outright as a lawless measure, but the Imperial Legion, led by young Dorius Otton, is ruthless. Eagerly and without mercy, the Legion's soldiers collect the Archduke's due in cities and villages alike. Oh, that's bad. This is really bad. Oh well. A gift for the family. This last year has been an ordeal for your family. The pains taken to be ennobled by the sword, the close attention of the city aristocracy, the squabbles between Stefan and Gloria. Tonight, their preoccupied father has gathered the entire family around a table in the backyard. The sun has almost set, and there is a soft breeze. But instead of a meal in the open air, we are going to attend a family meeting. In the middle of the table, you see an open, gilded box. It is full of jewels. Archduke Milanidas himself has bestowed this gift upon us. It is a surprise indeed, I thought you all had the right to know. Oh, wonder why I did that. Father unfolds a letter lying beside the box. Sir Robert Bronte, I bestow this precious box upon you and your family as a symbol of the care with which I treat the people of my province. Pray accept this gift, and remember with whom the loyalty of the true nobles of Magra lies. Archduke of Magra, Tarquinius of the Milanidas. The family stares in amazement at the jewels sparkling in the last rays of sunshine. It's worth quite a fortune, but the Archduke is fully aware that I am on the side of Prefect Elborn and Overseer Gaius Tempest. Could he really expect our royalty to be brought so brazenly? On the other hand, the Archduke is not demanding anything of us, and our family has borne a lot of expenses recently. Father, no one is forcing you to side with Milanidas. Who are we in comparison to the Archduke anyway? You must not anger him by refusing his gift. The jewels are certainly welcome. They are worthy of being shared with the best families of Anisot. They will pave our way to the nobility of the sword. Mother shakes her head glumly. Oh, Robert, I have a feeling this gift bodes ill. It may be an impertinence on my part, but I do not want our family to be indebted to the Archduke. Certainly not. Accepting gifts from Milanidas is infamous for oppressing the commoners and robbing villages blind with his taxes. This isn't your decision, Gloria. It's a matter of our family's honor and reputation. Please don't start bickering again. Let Alex say what he thinks we should do with this gift. You're at the center of the attention now. Your vote will be the deciding factor. Well... I guess... I mean, it should be fine to just refuse them, I think. We don't need them. Throw them away. Looking the family patriarch straight in the eye, you say that such a gift is not to be accepted. The Archduke will see it as an oath of allegiance to him. It would be better to provoke his anger than to fall into his trap. You ask Father to send the box back at once. Well, I suppose you're right, Alex. It is far too dangerous. Not only for me, but for the entire family. I'll write to the Archduke. Bring me my quill. It's your decision, Father. But please, consider how much we stand to lose. There are no jewels I would not renounce to keep you safe. Mother, Nathan, and Gloria cast grateful looks at you. Even Stefan accepts Father's decision after some grumbling. You spend the rest of the night around the table, resting, conversing pleasantly, and amusing yourselves. For the first time in a long while, there is nothing casting a shadow over your home. The Archduke does not deign to reply to Father's letter. No one expected otherwise. Does the Archduke count you among his enemies now, or has he forgotten about your existence? But why waste time guessing when you have a moment of peace to enjoy? It is true. There is only one disadvantage. You do not have a single coin tucked away in the family treasury. Well, we might not be doing well monetarily, but still, it's acceptable, I think. A moment of respite. Oh, because we reached the unity, the max level of unity with our family. The work for the day is finally all done. You hurry to the family home, where peace and tranquility dwell again at last. Still, you have grown used to the idea that this peace could be disturbed at any moment. As you enter, Father walks down the stairs to greet you. He smiles happily and warmly. Alex, my dear son, you're spending so much time at work. Look, you can barely stand. You need some rest. Please, stay at home with us for a while. Surely your work can wait. You've earned yourself a moment of respite. You consider his words for a moment and agree. Overjoyed, Father takes your hand and leads you into the sitting room. You spend several days resting in the family home, where your troubles are distant and your family is close. They tell you their news, carefully share yours. You spend the evenings together on the porch, just like in the good old days, listening to Father's stories of your family's history, sharing laughter over memories of childhood. Oh, we're just having a nice moment with our family. It is late now. Cicadas buzz quietly in the garden. Windows of the bedrooms gloom with a warm light. You recline in a wicker chair with a glass of good wine. There is no place like home. We're just getting a boost to everyone's relationship, which is good to see. Alright. The power of the law. You have just completed your first year of service at the prefecture. Several days after your second year begins, there is a knock at the door. You look up from your paperwork and tell the visitor to come in. Sir Elborn's secretary slips inside quietly. The prefect has an important matter to discuss with you in his office. Oh boy. It'll be something good. Augustine Elborn looks weary and aged, but he greets you with his usual characteristic warmth. You take a seat in the comfortable chair across from him. Sir Elborn asks his secretary to pour you and him some wine. Okay, so this might be something good, actually. Sir Brante, good to see you. I hope the judge's trade is coming easily to you now. I must admit, I have been watching your first cases closely. You have already had to resolve a rather difficult land dispute between a commoner and a noble. We will see even more litigation of this kind in our province in the future. Now it's time for you to answer an important question. In this great dispute between the two estates, where will you stand as a judge? Take a look around you. Life in the Empire as we know it is changing. It is our duty as nobles and judges to make peace between all the estates on the basis of the law. However, the prefecture faces a great hindrance in its pursuit of this goal. Many nobles are still determined to abide only by the traditions of old, especially the Arknians. For those nobles, the only law above them is the Court of Honor, where noble ranks and duels decide everything. They reject the jurisdiction of the prefecture and outright defy the newer laws and regulations of the Empire. This is to say, nothing of what happens when an Arknian has a dispute with a human commoner. Some Arknians would rather cut a human down then and there than waste time on what they see as pointless litigation. Even though the law says that all the Emperor's subjects have the right to a fair and just trial. One of the most flagrant violators of the law is Dorius Otton, the commander of our province's military. You've encountered him before, haven't you? That Arcanian nobleman is a notorious duelist. Anyone who crosses his path risks insulting his honor. His sword has ended the lives of many human nobles, not to mention all the commoners who have been unlucky enough to run afoul of him when he was bored. Surely you realize, Brante, that we are the only ones who can protect these people. The lowborn lot forbids a commoner to arm himself, and even those who would rather defy their lot have no chance against Dorius Otton, one of the most skilled Arcanian swordmasters. Otton cannot be allowed to commit murder with impunity. We have to stop him and all the others who act as he does. Imperial law must prevail over their barbarous traditions. But, as of now, I have no authority to put Otton on trial. Our province still abides by the old traditions, and humans are powerless against the dynamic power of the Arcanian aristocracy. Putting an Arcanian on trial for these crimes would be unthinkable at best. We have to work gradually to change this, Brante. I need you as an ally. What we have to do is strengthen the power of Imperial law in Magra, so that eventually everyone will respect the law, from humble beggars to high-born Arcanians. We must show everyone that the law is not a noble instrument of oppression against the common folk. Like the divine law, Imperial law must stand above all, with no regard for birth, rank, or title. This is why I have decided to address you today, Alex Brante. Side with the law. Side with your father and myself. Side with justice in every case, always, no matter who stands trial before you. Be they lowly commoner or noble elite. With enough precedents, we will put an end to high-born tyranny and ensure that the law is respected throughout the province. But I must warn you, even here at the prefecture, I am not all-powerful. Many judges oppose my point of view, not openly, at least, not yet. But I am certain they will work against us in the shadows. Now, Brante, what is your answer? Are you ready to side with me and change our province for the better? Are you prepared to support me against the high-handed gentry and defend the common folk from the likes of Dorius Otton? Well, a pretty easy answer. I do side with you, Sir Hellborn. I promise. You nod energetically, determined to support Hellborn and bring nobles and Arcanians under the rule of Imperial law. You realize the risks, but for the future of the Empire and its subjects, you are willing to face them. You seal the promise with a handshake. The prefect leans back in his big chair and points out the glasses full of wine. I never doubted you, Brante. With your potential and youthful zeal, nothing will stop us. And now, a toast to the triumph of law in Magra. Hell yes, sir. Your glasses clink melodically. The prefect takes a sip, then puts the glass down to instruct you further. Remember to be cautious. Between the powerful nobles and many other judges at the prefecture, there will be no shortage of enemies on this path. There will be times when I will be unable to help you. My own position is too unstable as it is. So please, do not draw too much of their ire. Letting their wrath reach you is the last thing I want. Last but not least, we mustn't be hasty. If we move too fast and enforce the law against the nobles too soon, they might take up their swords as they have before. We have to prevent an uprising and avert bloodshed. At all times, be just, but also wise and alert. I'm glad to see you on the side of justice. I'm counting on you, and you can count on me in return, Alex Bronte. May luck be with you in service of the Empire. You return to your office, your desk covered with endless paperwork as always. At first glance, nothing has changed, but now you realize the great and important cause working quietly behind your daily grind. Deep in thought, you sit at the desk once again. What fate awaits you in service to this cause? Let's hope it's something good. And we have made a promise to him. Water. Oh. Yum. Night is falling over Anisot. The stifling heat gives way to you an eagerly anticipated freshness. After a day at work, you stroll home at a leisurely pace. You turn down a side street that you have known since you were a little boy. It is as if your legs are acting on their own accord, bringing you to the place of your childhood play, the remnants of the wooden fort. So much has changed since the days when you used to play here with your little friends. Engrossed in your memories, at first you fail to notice that you are not alone here. A tall figure in the uniform of a Legion officer approaches you. You see unruly brown hair and a twinkle in his eye. It is Thomas. Now that's a surprise. Hi, Brante. Fancy running into you the moment I'm back in town. Your childhood friend puts his arm around you. Our battalion got transferred here recently. We're under the command of the Magna Legion now. I'm keeping the peace and maintaining order in my very own province. Well, why don't we catch up? Let me buy you dinner. We'll have a little chat. Remember the old days. Thomas cuts himself short. You suddenly notice how much older he looks. His face has become sharper and rougher, and his eyes are filled with exhaustion rather than their usual mischievous sparkle. I should warn you though, Alex. I ain't the best company nowadays. I've managed to get myself some powerful enemies already. I'm a friend who could taint your good name. So if you'd rather not be seen with me, well, I understand. The smile on his face starts to fade. Well, I can't walk away because we are bound by friendship. So, we'll go have a nice dinner with Thomas. You give Thomas your hand. You shake hands firmly. So you haven't forgotten your old friend Brante? That's the way I thought I'd be. Well, come on then. Oh boy. You go to a tavern, reminiscing about your childhood antics on these very streets along the way. You choose a table in the far corner of the tavern. Thomas orders a bottle of good wine and some food. You talk about your latest case, about your first year back in Nizot. You share family news, your quest to become nobles of the sword, the quarrels between your elder brother and sister, your mother's health. Thomas nods with concern. Sounds like you've had some tough times. Your family has always been different. Mine, on the other hand, is the same as it ever was. My pa's always in his workshop, and my ma's always doing chores. But look at me. I came home a service-class nobleman, although it doesn't bring me much joy anymore. Thomas is suddenly grim. You ask your old friend to share his troubles with you. Quickly glances around the room and lowers his voice. Well, I'm the captain in the Magran Legion now. And who's our commander? His Excellency Darius Otton. That's right. I serve under the very same Archnian whose doors I stepped on back in Eterna. You better believe he remembers me. I'm afraid things are gonna end real bad. Oh god. But hey, I'll figure it out somehow. Don't trouble yourself over it. Apart from that, well, it's the usual service. We impose order in uppity towns and villages, protect the province, that sort of thing. And we run drills all day long, obviously. If only you knew how sick I am of them barracks, Alex. I've thought about starting a family. My ma keeps telling me to find a nice girl to marry. She says it's high time I got hitched. It is completely dark, and you are still talking. Finally, Thomas remembers that his parents are waiting for him. Get up from the table, leaving some dirty dishes and quite a few empty bottles behind. On your way out, you catch a glimpse of a nondescript figure following you to the door. As you walk alongside Thomas through your home neighborhood, you keep glancing over your shoulder, but the shadow that was following you has disappeared. You reach your street and stop for a while in the semi-darkness within your family homes, just as you used to all those years ago. Bye, Brante. I hardly ever come to Anisot these days. Our battalion is always on the march all over the province, but twins willing, we'll see each other again real soon. You advise your friend to safeguard his every life. Let's hope he does well. Oh boy, our reputation is not good at all. The newspaper case. Your first year at the prefecture has come to an end. You're not a young student anymore. You know now the judge's trade means so much more than knowing the law and carrying it out. Resolving a litigation of any importance requires striking a balance between the code of law, high society's opinion, and the whims of the provincial powers that be. Your second year is beginning, and it feels much tougher already. Trampled by the nobles, the commoners seek help, and so they turn to the law. They turn to you. Carriage takes you through the silver district of Anisot. It is early morning, and you have just received a letter bearing the seal of the city hall. Remy Helverman, the magistrate of Magra himself, wishes to see you at once. The mere sight of the magistrate's invitation is enough to make you scowl. This is no doubt about your newest case regarding the Quorum Gazette, which may spell trouble for everyone involved. The provincial legislature, the Lesser Quorum, governs the volume and distribution of taxes in Magra. After a new law created by the Emperor's own brother Cornelius Tempest several years ago, commoners of considerable wealth were granted representation in the Quorum on par with the nobility, thus forming the Lesser Quorum. Now, the representatives of the lowly estate have founded a newspaper of their own, and this Quorum Gazette, distributed all across Anisot, fervently argues for commoners' rights in provincial governance. The man behind the newspaper is Mayor Egmont, a well-off industrialist and owner of several silver mines. And it was his article and his demands that brought about this litigation. You take out a newspaper and read Egmont's article printed within. It addresses Imperial Overseer Gaius Tempest directly. Oh boy. We demand that Sir Overseer Gaius Tempest cease his habitual disregard for our meetings. From our Emperor Uther II, we received the lawful right to assemble and sit in the Lesser Quorum. And we say to the Overseer, our voice must be heard. Our message must be accepted. The carriage stops in the square by a luxurious building. This is the City Hall, where Imperial officials manage all domestic and economic matters of Anisot. You are escorted up a long, winding staircase to the door of the magistrate's office. You now stand before Remy L. Verman. The magistrate maintains a haughty bearing in spite of his venerable age. His face bears the sharp, proud features so common among the old aristocracy. Ah, yes, Sir Judge. You're from the Bronte family, I believe. I appreciate your prompt arrival. I'd rather not waste your time and get right down to business. The matter for which I called you here is urgent indeed. You're judging a case against that newspaper by the lesson quorum, are you not? I've had a torrent of complaints against it from the most venerable members of the quorum. They say that Mayor Egmont has insulted Gaius Tempest, our overseer and an archon from the Emperor's own great dynasty. And I say they're absolutely right. The Empire gave those uppity commoners a hand in managing the province's very well-being, which is already a violation of their lowly lot. But no, that wasn't enough for them, it seems. You've earned the mantle only recently, Sir Bronte, but you must realize that this is an affront to the honor of the entire nobility. I expect you to do your duty as a judge and immediately find a pretext for shutting down their pathetic gazette. Elborn, your prefect, might think otherwise. However, Sir Bronte, if you exercise enough wisdom and cunning, I am certain you will realize which position is most beneficial for you. With your youth and potential, it'll do you good to have powerful friends on your side. I'm sure you will reach the only appropriate and just verdict when closing this case, and I hope you will be duly judicious. For now, farewell. You return to the prefecture, lost in thought. The L. Verman is right. Your word is all it will take to shut the lesser quorum newspaper down. As a judge and a nobleman, you do not even need a reason. The people running the Gazette are mere commoners, no matter how wealthy they might be. There was no breach of law, however. Mayor Egmont's article simply requested that the overseer of Magra hear what the lesser quorum has to say. Ah, Kaz! What the hell is Kaz doing here, huh? And how dare you bonk me, huh? You Casimir, huh? Alex Azur, that's me, Kaz, huh? Casimir Manalor, huh? What are you up to, Kaz? Also, like, I'm guessing you're at work? I am here to kill you. What the hell? No, Misiki, what the hell? He got sick, so he didn't go to work. Is the sickness even real, Kaz? Is it real, Kaz? I don't know. Well, welcome in, Kaz. Welcome in. I hope your sickness is not too much to stand around here for a while. What is this video game? This is the life and suffering of Sir Bronte. And I am Sir Bronte, obviously. And as you can see, it's kind of styled as a literal book with choices you make throughout the chapters. And let's see. Right now, I have become a judge in the last couple of years. And now I'm working on a case about a certain newspaper made by the common folk that I need to decide. Oh boy. Yeah. I need to decide if I want to close it or not. Oh boy. And we have some water. Sending only suffering and no life to the game. What the hell? Oh, thank you for the hydration, man. I definitely needed that. Oh, and thank you for signing the guest book. Good job. Good job. Yes. Let's see. You can reject the nobility's complaints and thus show the commoners they may rely on the prefecture's justice. But Sir L. Verman and many fellow judges will be outraged. Father learns that the case has been assigned to you. He visits you and offers some advice. You're in quite a predicament now, son. If you try to appease one party, the other will be furious. Wouldn't you rather see if there's any way to make peace between them? We could host a party at our estate and invite both Mayor Egmont and the noble elders from the quorum. That could be an idea. If you are successful at diffusing their quarrel, no one would object if you decide to legitimize the Quorum Gazette. Even El Verman would be against it if the nobles stop complaining. That makes sense. However, Father is not your only visitor of note that day. Shortly after the door closes behind him, the familiar face of Judge Carlo Fogegraben appears in your office. He looks around cautiously before speaking his mind. I hear you've been ordered to deal with that newspaper run by wealthy commoners. It's a complicated case indeed. If you ask me, work like that deserves to be rewarded. Why not make the most of it? You're quite close with Prefect Elborn, are you not? Almost related as it were. What if you were to shut down the paper and seize their printing press? All it would take is Sir Prefect's signature. And my friends among the quorum nobles, why, they could use a gazette of their own. I see. He just wants to steal the gazette. I would be delighted to help you put that printing press in good hands. Just think of it, you would shut down a subversive periodical and help our esteemed nobles spread their message, all while earning a lucrative reward for your efforts. It's quite a coup, really. Everyone wins. Do think on it, Brante. That sounds like a bad idea. He leaves, and you are left alone in your office to deliberate. If you decide to shut down the Gazette, how far should you go? And if you choose to legitimize the periodical, how will you go about it? Let's see. I mean, I don't think seizing it is a good idea. Let's see. Trying to legitimize it could help. And the other choices are just a bit meh. So let's make the Gazette legitimate. Hell yes. Let's follow our father's suggestion. You spent several days scheduling audiences, exchanging greetings, and presenting invitations to the senior nobles of Anisot. You have to pull all the strings you have and master all your knowledge of Anisot high society, to say nothing of the family funds you spend throwing a suitable party for such esteemed guests. After much effort, both the nobles and the commoners from the lesser quorum have gathered together at your family estate at last. Mayor Egmont, owner of the Quorum Gazette, has accepted your invitation as well. Why the fuck is your father's name so fucking long? Well, because I don't wanna drown, obviously, huh? I need to have it, a bit distance from one another. Are you trying to drown me or what? Drown your eyes? What the hell? dare you, huh? How dare you? Yes, no. I say no to that. Absolutely not. You will never defeat me, Kaz. Never. You can't defeat me, Kaz. You should know it by now. I'm too strong for you. The nobles are clearly vexed at having to tolerate the commoner's presence, yet they maintain the decorum etiquette demands. You tactfully take advantage of the situation to begin a negotiation. Gotta take over the newspaper so I can fucking suppress the newspaper. What the hell? How would that even work? What? I'm just going to put some silly drawings on the newspapers and that's it. There's going to be like nothing useful on them. Is that what you're going to do, huh? Or maybe you're going to turn them into something, who knows, something lewd that you would definitely come up with. Ah, you pervertimir. Yes, I knew it. I knew it. You inform the esteemed gathering that you are the judge handling the case of the Quorum Gazette. In your opinion, a periodical for their legislature is a most useful initiative, but only if the entirety of the lesser quorum shows support for the Quorum Gazette, and only if the Gazette represents the opinions of all its members, including commoners and nobles alike. Oh boy. Their words are met with a flurry of resentful shouting and disputing voices. People start to argue. Oh, that's not good. Sometime later, the Gazette owner, Mayor Egmont, takes his turn to speak. He looks almost like a nobleman. Egmont is well-groomed and wears expensive clothing only a wealthy industrialist could afford. Nevertheless, his rough manner of speaking and boorish posture betray his humble origins. I do say there is some truth in what you're saying, Sir Brante. We did begin the Gazette without asking the noble sirs for their opinion. Still, if they let us have our articles printed, I suppose I'll agree to publish their opinions as well. Oh, but it was that easy. This leads to another fervent debate. Some nobles reject sharing a periodical with the lowborn, while the more obstinate commoners of the quorum insist they already have the right to publish the Gazette on their own. It takes you no small amount of time and negotiation to bring both sides to an agreement. It's settled then. As the owner of the Quorum Gazette, I pronounce it the official and the legitimate newsletter of the Lesser Quorum, and the noble sirs are invited to publish their articles on the state of affairs in our province. Industrialists and merchants surround you and shower you with praise, a skillful negotiator. Tonight, you defended more than a newspaper. You stood up for the entire common estate of the province. Father keeps his distance for most of the party, but once matters are settled, he pats you on the shoulder. Excellent work, son. You chose the path of justice while staying on the good side with the powerful nobility. Even Magistrate L. Verman won't hold this against you. Your career at the prefecture will surely flourish. Let's just hope your notoriety as a protector of the common folk won't harm you in the future. Probably not. Maybe. The night is over. One by one, the esteemed guests leave the Brandes estate, the family home you know so well. Never thought the affairs of the entire province would be one day decided within these familiar walls. Well, we got some career for ourselves back. That's good. We lost a bit of wealth, but that's acceptable. And we protected the common folk. That's the most important thing. Yes, yes. And I'm sure that's something Kaz would have never done. Definitely. Definitely. The call of the ancestors. Today is a big day for the Bronte family. The day your family line started. The day when you remember all your ancestors. Tonight, everyone who bears the name Bronte must descend into the family crypt to keep vigil by the tombs. This is the time to surrender yourself to your ancestors and hear their will. Oh my god, family crypto? Close enough. It's not exactly crypto, but sure. If you want to imagine it as that, they spent all their money on cryptocurrency. I mean, maybe it did exist back in like medieval times. What would the cryptocurrency of medieval times be, though? That's a good question. Totally. But what would it be? It's called paper money. I mean, what if it's just gold bars? Wouldn't that make more sense? I think. The entire family prepares for the event in silence. Stefan has been choosing his apparel since morning, praying anxiously under his breath all the while. The hair has a special place in the family vigil. Even Mother is planning to go with you, though Father tries to talk her out of it. Lydia, I beg of you, stay home. You are far too weak for an all-night vigil in the crypt. Gloria, would you be so kind as to stay with your mother since you cannot join us anyway? Too realistic in value? Her money has no value. What? I mean, is it just like pieces of paper that are not even they're not even like money? There's just number written on top of it and that's it. I mean, could be still. Gloria answers in a muffled voice. As you wish, Sir Robert. The late Sir Gregor would only be enraged to see Mother there. We all remember how their last encounter ended. Father nods curtly, avoiding Gloria's gaze. But at that moment, your attention is drawn to a noise in the foyer. Nathan staggers through the door, stumbling over his own feet. He reeks of cheap wine and filth. I'm not late, am I? Everyone gazes at him in consternation. Nathan almost falls into Mother's and Gloria's arms. Distressed, they fuss over him. Stefan eyes his youngest brother coldly. I expected nothing more of you, Nathan. Why even speak of duty to your family when you can't even manage to live by the commoner's lot? Go lie down in the pantry and stay out of our sight. Father, Alex, it's time. Let's go. Alongside Father and Stefan, we descend into the family crypt. You cannot help but remember paying your last respects to your grandfather 9 years ago. You light the lamps. Dim, eerie flames illuminate the shrine. In the middle of it stands a magnificent stone tomb containing the long-decayed remains of Gregor Bronte. Take your place around the crypt and kneel. All-night vigil has begun. Oh boy, the ghosts! They're talking to us! At first, your ancestors remain silent. Each of you is left with their own thoughts. Then a low murmur passes around you. The shadows in the corners of the room deepen. The ghosts, they're here. Oh boy. The voices grow stronger. You know that the ancestors of Gregor Brante, long forgotten commoners whom you never knew, are trying to talk to you. But now, a memory of them has come to life in the darkness of the crypt. They are pleading for something, demanding it of you, calling out to you, screaming. Finally, you all hear that painful, familiar, deep, imperious voice echo from the far end of the chamber. Oh no. Oh no, it's grandfather. It's been a long time since I've seen you all. I hope you bear good tidings. All this time I've been waiting for you to fulfill my mission. Remember, as long as I am in your blood, I will give you no peace. I did not have my family ennobled just to see our line cut short. Our blood tide must join the grand flow of the Empire, and then each of my descendants will inherit nobility forever and ever. But I do not see any of you before my tomb. Where are you hiding? Where is the head of our family, the man who will speak to me? Where is the man who will heed my will? Father rises from his knees and makes his way towards grandfather's stone tomb, the source of that booming voice. But Stefan suddenly pushes him out of the way. Father takes an indignant step forward, but Stefan firmly bars the way. Oh, this guy's an asshole. I should kill him. Stop it, Stefan. You are my heir, but you are not the head of this family. Father, it is not you that Sir Gregor is addressing. Earning the nobility of the sword is my duty to him. He has long forsaken any hope of seeing you achieve it. You must understand that I am the one who will fulfill that duty. Stefan does not let him pass. Father breathes heavily in anger. You can all but feel the frantic beating of both their hearts resonating somewhere within you. Both your father and brother seem to have forgotten that you are here too. Even the restless voices of your ancestors have grown hushed, waiting for the outcome of this confrontation. Damn. If only we were part of the blood tide, we could step ourselves forward. Oh well. I guess. Let's see. Best bet. Obviously, I need to side with father. He is the head guy of the family. Makes sense, no? You block Stefan's way. Your ponderous voice fills the dark crypt. You demand that your brother step back. The head of your family is your father, Robert Brante, and so it will be as long as he lives. Could your brother have forgotten that it is part of the noble lot to acknowledge and honor seniority? Your father is the man who must hear and accept your ancestors' will. Stefan tries to maintain his composure, but even in the dark, you can see his face twitch. Brother, you don't understand. I'm not defying father's seniority, but I am the man who bears this duty to our grandfather. I cannot remain a mere witness while the future of our blood tide runs through our fingers. You resolutely push your brother to one side. Whether he wants to or not, he will give way to the head of the family. Father catches his breath and approaches grandfather's tomb. Yes, father. Oh boy. So it's you, Robert. Have you come to disappoint me yet again? Stefan is right. I have not put my hopes in you for quite some time. If anyone will lead the Brante family to glory, it will be my grandson. Stefan clenches his fist and whispers something to himself. I am doing my utmost, father. We are closer to becoming nobles of the sword than ever before. The overseer looks upon us with favor. Just a couple more years, and your dream will come true. This must be your dream too, Robert. But you still cater to your foundlings, Lydia and Gloria, risking a permanent blemish upon the Bronte name. My name. Dead though I may be, my will lives on. Hated at last. Get rid of that parasite Gloria and devote yourself to your true family. Otherwise, you will lead our family to shame and ruin. Father hesitates for a moment. No, father. This is impossible. Even if I must defy your will, I am responsible for Gloria. My honor and my conscience will not allow me to do what you demand. You must accept this, or keep on fighting me for all eternity. Uh-oh. The voice of your deceased ancestors fades away. He seems to have left this realm. Then his voice suddenly booms from the other side of the crypt. Stefan! You are the heir of this family. Your duty by blood is to earn us a place in eternity. Do not take after your spineless father. Do what must be done. Cleanse our family of wickedness. Oh god, I'm going to kill my brother at some point. I know it for sure. Stefan is shivering. He replies in an unsteady voice. But Gloria, I can't. Stefan checks himself. I will do my duty to my family, Sir Gregor. Whatever the price, I will pay it. The crypt is completely silent once more. You are alone again. You see tears glistening on Stefan's face. Without uttering a word, he goes outside. Father clasps his arms firmly around you. You feel him let out a sigh of sorrow and relief. The vigil is over. Well, that went just as expected. Kind of. Let's see. Year 1140. Egmont's speech. Just a few days into the year, Mayor Egmont, chairman of the Lesser Quorum and owner of the several silver mines, made a speech that caused quite a stir in the province. Though a commoner, Egmont had the gall to demand that the Magran authorities would enforce and obey imperial law. Oh boy, that's a lot of words. What's the use of the imperial laws if they aren't enforced as they should be? Even today, any Anisat nobleman who gets up on the wrong side of the bed can draw his sword and run a commoner through with impunity. These gentlemen may be our rulers, but does it mean they can defy the Emperor's will? Sir Elborn has been appointed to enforce the rule of law in Magra. How come the prefect doesn't see this? We commoners aren't trying to seize the noble lot and take over the province, but the rule of tradition is a thing of the past. This is the age of justice. We may not all be equal in its eyes, but even the nobles and clergy must obey the law. The Magran aristocracy is furious with Egmont and demands that he be silenced. The rich industrialist has too much money and too many connections to be dealt with so easily. You hear more and more rumors about secret societies of commoners appearing in the city, plotting against noble rule. The gentry fears that Egmont and his peers might be behind this, but they have no proof, at least for now. Father Leonard, abbot of the Temple of the Silver Tree and leader of the New Believers, supports Egmont and has spoken publicly in his favor. The twins themselves entrusted the noble estate with the right to rule over the common folk. But rulers must also care for their subjects. Old faith is mistaken. No commoner should ever be forced to suffer. It is for this very reason that the imperial law exists. It is there to ease the people's suffering. May those laws be duly enforced, and may they serve all the people of the Empire. Oh boy. Well, I guess the Empire is not doing too well. Let's see, but I think I am going to stop here for today. My voice might give out soon, I think, if I don't stop. So, thank you everyone for stopping by. I hope everyone had a lot of fun today. Yes. And we will see each other tomorrow at 9 p.m. CET as always, where I will just continue playing this game. And right now, we are going to go raid Artisia Aure, who is playing some Halo 2. So, thank you again, everyone, and we'll see each other tomorrow. So, goodbye, everyone. Goodbye. Bye-bye. Up to the raid you go now. Goodbye.